Today on Sunyshore Station, is shiny hunting in newer Pokemon games actually easier? Let's find out. It's always sunny at Sunyshore Station. Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunyshore Station, your choice for Pokemon podcasting. I'm your host Fus Ro DAB and I'm joined by somebody really awesome, a good personal friend of mine. We're really excited to bring you this new segment for Season 2 of Sunyshore Station. But with enough of me rambling, ShiningBlue, say hello to the people.
How's it going, everybody? It is Blue.
He stole my intro! How's it going, everyone's my thing!
Well, too bad. We're on your channel right now, so...
I'm kidding. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I was gonna say I'm ready for a nap.
Dude, aren't we all?
You got a pillow over there?
I've got a pillow behind my little headrest, you know? Like that.
Oh, I got one too, never mind.
Okay, enough of that. Welcome, everyone. We're going to be doing a brand new segment. It's tentatively, words are hard, it's going to be called The Hunt. And I was thinking about this, and I was talking with Blue about this for a long time before actually unveiling it, is that The Hunt is going to be a discussion of all things shiny hunting. And I think we can safely say that both of us have our feet, like, well into the deep end of the pool for shiny hunting.
Pool, I feel like it's more of an ocean at this point.
It's an ocean. It's a drowning ocean of, okay, just one more console, right? Just what could it hurt, right?
Don't even get me started on one more console. Don't even get me started.
If you guys don't know this about myself and about ShiningBlue, we are avid shiny hunters, and I feel like the things that we're going to be talking about are kind of like validated by our experience in shiny hunting. Now, I don't claim to be an Infernoman, like level of lucky or skillful, I should say, because it's all, as Philly would say, mental skill, right? I don't claim to be that good, but I did get a bunch of paradox forms in only a couple streams, if I do say so myself. I'm not gonna brag a little bit, but and then Blue over here, he's one of the few people in the world that on camera has the Wishmaker Jirachi shiny, which is awesome.
2.5 years in the making.
But I think our opinions on whatever topic we're going to be talking about, and especially today's heated topic, is a little bit validated because we have a lot of experience in the field of shiny hunting, and it's our bread and butter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blue says it's more like my steak and eggs because, I mean, going about it with like what's the most number of consoles you've shiny hunted with at once?
That'd be either 24 or 28.
At once?
At once. I've done 12 on stream before.
My God.
12 GameCubes, random encounters, using Sweet Scent. You can get 4,000 encounters. I think it was in like 2 hours or 2.5 hours, roughly.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's nutty. Like, you can get one full odd shiny in Ruby and Sapphire in like 4 hours. Like, you could reach odds in almost 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. For me, the most I've ever done is double hunting 2 switches. But I am dabbling in the older versions. Like, I have my Game Boy player. I'm going to be attempting the Mew hunt sometime here soon. And as Blue said, I will be attempting the Wishmaker Jirachi hunt here in the near future. That one I'm not looking forward to. That's going to take a long time. But I'm excited.
It's not as bad as what a lot of people say. Like,
it seems like a lot.
Oh, it's not bad. There was an exploit found right around when I was hunting it too, to where you can take, it's about, I would like to say 10 minutes roughly per encounter, but you can actually get that shortened down to like 2 minutes, I believe, through like a save exploit.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But we'll talk about that more later. I think those, when we talk about our hunting, our favorite hunts and stuff like that in a near episode of the podcast, we can definitely touch on your Jirachi Wishmaker hunt and everything like that. But today, I think we have to just dive straight into this topic because it's on the thumbnail for the YouTube video. It's in the title for Spotify. It's something people are going to probably be like very divided in the comments with, and the statement that I think I'm going to end up calling this, it's tentatively, at least at the time of this recording, going to be called, "Is shiny hunting in the new Pokemon games actually easier?" And I think this is the debate that everyone needs to hear. And before you start jumping off in the comments, disagreeing or agreeing, or fighting with each other, just remember you're listening to two, I would say, avid shiny hunters that have been in the game for a while, and our opinions are just opinions. I don't think that either one of us claim to be the all-powerful Arceus of shiny hunting, and even that's a debate. How do you say Arceus's name exactly? You know what I mean? So like, there's no right or wrong way to be about discussions like this. So don't go and be like, "Oh, Fus said this, Blue said this," and I wouldn't use that to like validate your argument, because I don't think anyone's gonna really take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone has like their own opinions on stuff. Everyone started on either like Ruby or Sapphire, for example, or they
Yeah.
started with like X and Y. Everyone started from a different place, so everyone's like opinions on this are gonna be probably different than ours.
Oh, I agree. I agree. So let's get straight into it. Now, right off the top of your head, just cut and dry, short answer, and we'll validate this through our discussion is, do you think shiny hunting objectively is easier in the new games? Yes or no?
No.
I agree with you 100%. And I think we're going to expound on that here in a second, because everyone's going to be like, "Oh, click away, click away. Oh, they're wrong." But I want to open this discussion up by saying, it's not that the games are easier to shiny hunt in. It's that it is not a matter of odds. It's not a matter of anything. It's a matter of time. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it boils down to in the most giant way we can put it. Time. I mean, look at, for example, we said Ruby and Sapphire.
Yep.
1 in 8,192, right?
Yep.
That is a large number. And then you think about the processing of that software. That software is making you run through battle animation, sweet scent animation, whatever you're doing, running through the world animation, encountering, or the frame thing, that framing encounter thing you're trying to do. It takes time, and it takes multitudes of hours to encounter the shiny that you're trying to encounter. And there is a validity to hunting that way. But the things that the new games are kind of touching on, that we're going to be really diving into, that I think you can agree with me on, is that it's less about it's not about odds. It's about, you're not going through battle animations. You know what I mean? For example, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the shiny's just boop right there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, and if you think about it too, like, if it takes you 30 seconds, for example, to run into one Pokemon, well, Scarlet and Violet, you can run into 30. It all depends on what just,
Yeah.
came into existence on the map.
Especially if you're using any kind of like outbreak system, you're seeing like what average of 20 to 30 at a time.
Oh, exactly. And then if you throw sandwiches into the mix on top of that as well,
Oh yeah.
you might be able to get more. Or I saw a video on this not too long ago where there's a tunnel where like Bagon and Larvitar can spawn, and if you do a sandwich over there, they just come right out of the wall and they're all funneled in one area, and you could just take a look and reset. So like you could do like 30 in like the span of like 30 seconds.
Which cuts down on that timing.
Oh,
And
exactly.
I think that's where people like come into this like sense of bravado when it comes to shiny hunting, that if it isn't like, I'm going through the hoops of encountering your Pokemon is like wanting to be petted or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does all this like list of things, I feel like if people don't have that, they're like, it kind of like takes away the validity of their shinies. Words are hard. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. And that kind of reminds me of too, like, I don't know if you have seen like Safari Week, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
You get people like a good friend of mine, his name is Professor Rex. So he does like 16, it was like 16 or like 24 game cubes or whatever. Now, if you
That's insane.
take, the 16 and you got the 8, like the 1 in 8,000 odds, and you take those numbers, there's going to be so much lower theoretically than what it would be for like, just one system. And that's mainly just because, you're getting more encounters
Yeah.
for your time. And that's kind of like what you're looking at here. I feel like in Scarlet and Violet, you're getting way more encounters in such a short amount of time. It's just, it's just a time save essentially is what it is. Like,
But you don't need to like go and buy 24 GameCubes to do it.
oh,
You know?
exactly. Exactly.
I think that's where the ticket is because people are finding ways, like you and like your friend, are finding ways to make the time aspect of it narrow down. And the games nowadays are making it less of a I have to go and do this with multiple systems. It is instead of the word easy, I think the word accessible is a correct like a correction to that phrase. Shiny hunting is becoming more accessible. Does that make sense?
Oh, exactly. I was gonna say, because if you get someone that's like new to Pokemon or new to shiny hunting, what are the odds that they're gonna want to come into, they come into a newer game and they shiny hunt? Are they gonna like it more because, they're actually getting shinies in a reasonable amount of time? Or would they want to go to the older games and spend, I don't know, like maybe like a month or two until they get a shiny, depending on how long, they're hunting for? It's one of those things where it's like, it kind of reminds me of like gambling almost in a way. It's a very weird thing to kind of put it to, but
No, I get
the,
that.
the sooner you get, the lucky sevens, it's like, oh my god, I want to keep going, I want to keep going. But then if you, for example, like it takes you like an hour or two to get it, and by that point in time you're just like, ah, I'm done.
It's a time commitment. It really is. I was looking at my analytics and stuff like that, and just looking at how many hours of my life I've spent shiny hunting. Like on in front of a camera. That's just not even counting anything that I've done on my own. Um, it's insane the time that's put into it. But that first scratch that itch, you got to get another one in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the first shiny that I got on stream actually was a Gastrodon in Dynamax Adventures. That was like, okay, I love how this feels, and I love that I'm reacting to it like live, and then I can have these reactions to look back on. When I got my first shiny legendary, which was shiny Sweet, that was the most like, existential thing. I was like, this is awesome. I want to do this more. I got to keep doing it. And I think that's why I really dug into the whole live streaming thing, because I had been doing Nuzlocks and I've been doing all these other things as videos. But I remember going out and buying a capture card for my Switch just to do this, because I had all this equipment and I was like, might as well go ahead and use my powerful computer to live stream what I wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
It's like that, like you said, that lucky seven,
There's probably a better way I probably could have put that, but that was like the thing that literally just like popped right into my head at that minute.
I think that's a good analogy, though. I mean, like I'm not saying shiny hunting is like an addiction or something like that. I can stop whenever I want. In all seriousness, though, I don't think it's like a bad thing. I think it's like you're getting success, like something that you see other people doing. Like, especially if you're one of those people that is an avid viewer of shiny hunting and you're like, I want to try that along with them. I've had several viewers come into my chat, be like, I'm going to shiny hunt this with you. But then they come back into chat like a couple of streams later. I'm still going at it, and I'm 6 or 7,000 in for Registeel. And they're like, I'm like, hey, what number are you on? They're like, oh, I gave that up. I'm like, it's the, I think it's, these new games are making it less of a, like, you're not trudging through the mud, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like kind of like taking out like that extra type of fluff, like the time fluff and different like methods. Well, besides for sandwiches, but
I don't think that there, I'm not saying that it's wrong to like the long hunt. I mean, because there was something like extremely valuable about finding Registeel after 7,112. soft resets for it. That was my longest hunt to date. As soon as I go to Wishmaker Jirachi, it's probably going to be way longer than that. Or Mew, for example, from Emerald. But for me, when I finally found it after hitting those numbers, I was like, oh my god, we're about to go to double odds, okay? And then I hit it, and I was like, oh my god, this is like the best feeling in the world. So it's not saying that these new games with the efficiency, I should say, rather than the ease, the efficiency of encountering things doesn't really detract from the fact that you're getting shinies, because you still earn it. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. And I feel like it's one of those things too. Like I really do like the longer hunts, but I
Yeah.
also enjoy like, for example, like one of the things that I really like about Scarlet and Violet is, the different movements, like, oh, okay, you got a lot of things spawning here. One of my favorite things lately is trying to have other people actually come into the game and try to beat me to the shiny. I have
Oh
them
yeah,
follow me, and it's like, okay, are you guys going to get it first or am I?
that's
It's
cool.
this game, I feel like, you're getting more options and it makes it a little bit faster and maybe a little bit more fun in like different ways that you could do it with your friends. But something about those long hunts, like for example, like the longest hunt that I had that really comes off the top of my head is that Jirachi.
Yeah.
It's it's something about spending 2.5 years and finally getting it. It's you work towards a goal and then you get it. It's you're playing the long game, and as soon as you get it, you got a story to go along with that.
And I can totally see where people are feeling like the validation of their shiny hunting method is being pulled out from under them. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I don't think anyone's being like, well, I got this. You got a shiny Torchic and Ruby. Well, I got a shiny Torchic and this, and I got it in like 6 encounters. You know, I don't think it's like that. It's like a gateway of inviting more people that love something into like a genre of this, an aspect of this game that is very, 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 very community centered. I don't really think that shiny hunting, like competitive play, it's not a very like toxic community. People are like, oh hey, you'll get it soon, just keep going. You know what I mean? I've never had somebody be like, oh wow, you haven't found the shiny yet, you suck. You know what I mean? Because it's not skill based. Well, at least that's its mental skill, but it probably is. And Landon willing those the shinies into existence in that short was hilarious. But it's RNG. That's all it is. It's random numbers being generated saying, okay, if then this. Yeah. So it's not really something that we can be like competitive or toxic over. Now, shiny racing is very fun, and like you said, that little mini game makes shiny racing just a little bit more dangerous. You know what I mean?
I just love it. Like just the fact
Yeah.
that people can like come in and like actually like steal the shiny, or air quotations steal.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, I know. I know. It's like there's so many options you can do, and I've seen people like we were talking like competitive, right? I've actually
Yeah.
seen people do shiny bingo. I remember seeing that about like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
People doing like, different types of shiny bingo and stuff like that. And like you're saying, like the community is not like toxic at all. To be
No.
honest, with shiny hunting being more accessible, the good thing about that is, there was I remember seeing this like in my own comment section where I got the shiny Piplup in BDSP, and people are like, You're wasting your time on this." And mind you, that's people that really don't shiny hunt. It's people that either play through the game normally or people that don't really understand the appeal of shiny hunting.
Yeah.
But now with shiny hunting becoming more and more accessible, you get more people that are like that. It's like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this a shot. And they either, they enjoy it and they like it and they stick with it, or they're like, not my thing, and then they kind of just leave. So with it, being more accessible, I feel like we also get a lot more people in our community as well, which has been amazing. We've been seeing a lot more shiny hunters cropping up lately.
I agree with that 100%. I think that it boils down to the games being accessible makes it to where people are wanting to try the challenges. Like, for example, I wouldn't want to start my shiny hunting career with the Wishmaker Jirachi hunt. But now that I've been in it for a while, I feel like I can appropriately prepare myself for the long haul that it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like for a first hunt, I would not recommend that. That or like the Manaphy or like the Mew, I would not recommend
Yeah.
those. Like
I think it boils down to, there's this false sense of bravado when it comes to shiny hunting. And I think I mentioned this like previously when I was talking with you just in passing about it, but like I know people that will only exclusively hunt full odds, and that's fine. They can do what they want to do, and that's amazing. They'll only hunt in this game. They'll only do that. But I feel like if we drop the bravado and we just say, okay, this is my preferred method, but it's kind of like those people that you play, hey, you want to play Smash Brothers? And they're like, sure, okay. And you pick up the controller. Final destination, no items, 3 stock. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just wanted to throw Pokeballs at you. You know what I mean? It's like that. You're fighting against people that are set in their way, and they're not ready to change or have like a little bit of leeway. Does that make sense?
oh, that makes a lot of sense. I know a few shiny hunters that are like that, but I know like a good majority of the full odds hunters that I've seen, they don't really jump down on people who are hunting in the easier games. They do try to, however, they try to talk you into like, hey, have you thought about doing, um, emerald, a random emerald hunt or something? Or have you tried doing diamond and pearl? They try, introducing you into the older games, and it's almost like one of
One
us
of
type of
us.
thing.
Yeah. I by no means was I saying anyone says attack me. I'm just saying it's kind of like that. The people who are making the claims that the new games are getting easier, like the people trolling on the internet, just random people. I haven't had anyone in the community say that to me. Just wanted to put that out as a disclaimer. It's the internet people saying, well, shiny hunting's getting easy, blah, 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 blah. It's just the random internet Karen is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The way that I see it is if you have fun hunting at Scarlet and Violet, hunt in Scarlet and Violet. If you find it more fun to hunt in Ruby and Sapphire or Fire Red Leaf Green, hunt in those games. It's
Exactly.
you gotta hunt on the games that you enjoy. And I don't think anyone's gonna give you a hard time on that.
Wrapping up that like general mindset, it's exactly what it is. I think it's like it's like a love letter to the scene of hunters, saying we see you, we know that this is what you are and this is what we love, and you love doing this. We're going to make it easier for people to understand what you're doing and to appreciate what you're doing. And it's not really easier, like I was saying. This is an accessibility that has never before been seen. You know what I mean? Like Legends and Scarlet and Violet have made the shiny hunting scene expand because, for example, my wife never really thought about shiny hunting at all. She was just playing the games just to play it. She thought Pokemon were cute. She wanted to have this one. Like, for example, Dasbun and Fido are her favorite Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet because they are absolutely adorable. And she loves Palmy and Palmo and Palmot. But the second I showed her how easy it is to do Dynamax Adventures, she got her first shiny, which was Bolton, and then she started shiny hunting in Legends, and she got several shinies. She got like early game, like very early game. She got like 3 like shinies just right off the bat, like Pokemon she hadn't even encountered yet, like back to back to back. And she says, this is fun. And I said, yeah, imagine if you actively tried to go and shiny hunt. And now she's like doing Masuda method. Now she's like watching my streams and playing along with me and doing what I'm doing. It's really cool because I introduced the concept, because she didn't really understand what I was doing. She would watch just to be supportive, but she didn't really understand it until she got into it. And when she found her first couple shinies doing the shiny hunting method, she's like, this is awesome. And now she's trying different things. She got on Let's Go, she got a Tentacool, and now on Scarlet and Violet, she's actively looking for shinies. She's trying to find a shiny Fido right now, which is awesome.
No, and that reminds me too of like my girlfriend Emily, for example. She was not really like big into Pokemon. You know, she had a very big break, and then when Let's Go came out, she ended up finding me through YouTube, saw me doing a playthrough of it, and then I started shiny hunting, and she had no idea what shiny hunting was at the time. So she was actually introduced through that game, and she ended up doing the Let's Go at the time, and she really enjoyed hunting. Now, she's not like a hunter, I would say, like your wife, but
Yeah.
whenever she sees a Pokemon like I really like, oh, I actually really like Palmy. You know, she's already decided that her first target for Scarlet and Violet is actually going to be Palmy. So she's kind of
I
like
love that.
picking and choosing, what she wants. Or Screamtails, for example. She is a huge Jigglypuff fan. If you can't see that Jigglypuff with the wig back there.
For those who are listening, there's a Jigglypuff with a wig in his background.
Yeah, sorry about that. I probably should have made that a little bit more clear.
It's all good.
But no, it's you get these games where people, it's like Let's Go is actually very good for that. They made the shiny hunting, they made it. I feel like there was a lot more encounters. There was a simpler method. You just catch 31 or 32 for me. I like to be safe. I go a number up. And
Yeah.
then, you just fly around, move around, whatever, and wait until you find a shiny. I feel like that was like probably the start on when they were making it more accessible.
Oh, 100%. And I think because of that accessibility, my wife was interested in it, because had it been something like Ruby and Sapphire, where it is an exceedingly rare thing, that the sheer amount of time it would have taken her to get her favorite makes it almost impossible for her to actually continue it. I mean, she put down a couple of like video games like pretty quickly because of not liking it or not getting like equipped to it pretty quickly. But when she really likes something and she really goes all in, she can attain like what she's trying to attain, like her goals. She's achieving them, and she'll keep doing it. Does that make sense? I thought she was gonna quit Rocket League, but she has not put it down since, because she was really bad at it the first couple first couple days. She was not the greatest at it, and I was like, oh, she's gonna put this down, and now she's like triple my level in Rocket League now.
Also, now that we're talking about other games, I want to say this right now. I personally feel attacked when you brought up the whole Smash Final Destination only thing.
Because you're the one who would do that, aren't you?
Well, as a competitive Smash player, I should say ex-competitive Smash player, I was actually the best King DDD in my state for like the longest time. And then I ended up just stopping. I just stopped playing.
I didn't mean to personally attack you. Please don't quit the podcast.
All right, I believe it. Bye.
He dips out. Yeah, but I was just, I think all in all, I think it comes down to this point, is that shiny hunting is not easier. It is accessible, and it is not as time stringent as it has been in the past. And the validation of finding your hunts has never been this rewarding, because it's also great risk, because especially with Scarlet and Violet at the time of this recording, there's no indicator. So I've probably ran past more shinies than I can count.
Personally, since you brought that up, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I personally actually really like that.
But there's no indicator?
That there's no indicator. I personally really like that, because if, I can't actually see the shiny and I miss it, I feel like that's kind of on me. But there's also something else that I'm not super fond of with that. For example, like one of my friends, he's colorblind. He has a hard time distinguishing red, blue, and browns. Well, what happens if there's a shiny and the shiny's red, right? And you can't tell the difference in color.
Like Palmy.
Yeah, like Palmy, for example. Like, what happens if you can't distinguish the Palmy's color, just because, you're colorblind? I feel like I feel like there should be like a color, like at least a colorblind option in there where it could be like, oh, there's a noise or something.
Maybe not even that. Like, if you get the shiny charm, I think it should have a slight rumble if you pass a shiny.
Yeah, that or have like a toggle too where it's like, do you like the normal odds or do you like the 1 in 8,000 odds? Like have it to where like you can
It
lower
goes
your
to
odds or
negative.
raise your odds. Exactly.
That would be so cool.
Like,
That would make in for some interesting challenges.
well, I feel like too, you're catering to like the full odds audience and then, everything else,
Yeah,
but you can also take a look at it or into it as well where it's like, people are saying, it's very easy to get shinies in the new games. Well, you can always, not get the shiny charm, or you could
true.
not do sandwiches. I know,
True.
I think Puffin was actually talking about it where he was kind of looking at the sandwich power, encounter power level 1 and level 2. You could do that instead of doing encounter power 3 with the shiny power.
That's a good point.
There's multiple ways to change your odds, and I feel like that's a good start for people who feel like it's too easy. If you want something a little bit harder, you could do encounter power level 2 or encounter power level 1, or you could just do it completely vanilla and not do sandwiches.
Yeah, that or go in blind. Just blindfold yourself and encounter until you hear sparkles.
I think you gave me an idea.
Oh my god. This madman is going on a... Hey, you should make it to where your people are trying to hunt your shinies while you're blindfolded.
You know what, guys? If you get this podcast episode, guys, to 1,000 likes, I will do that until we get a shiny. I will do it.
I don't know about 1,000 likes. I don't think I've ever gotten anywhere close to that. So let's make it happen, guys, because I really want to see this happen.
Guys, make it happen and I'll do it. Heck,
Oh my god.
if we do it by, if we do it within like a month's time, how about that?
A month of this coming out.
I'll even do it like wearing something like ridiculous, like a dress or something. I don't know. We'll talk about that when the time comes, but
Or you should be behind your green screen wearing everything green, like a green bodysuit.
I actually do have a green bodysuit. It's actually laying on my bed right now.
And then you can make it to where your members can like change your background.
Oh my god, that would work.
Okay, so we don't know when this is coming out exactly yet. Future Fus, you know what to do. But a month from the time of this podcast comes out, if we can hit 1,000 likes on the YouTube end of it, then Blue will do that ridiculous challenge. And he said he won't stop until he does it.
Exactly. I won't stop until we get the shiny. Like I'll even make it a 24-hour live stream if I have to.
Guys, we need to make this happen. Please. Please. I've never begged for likes before, but just this once, I will beg for likes. I really want to watch this. And I want to be front row seats, 3D glasses, eating popcorn, watching my friends suffer.
I love suffering and pain. What can I say?
I love watching suffering and pain. What can I say? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What do you know? We make a good pair.
Right? No wonder we're doing this segment. Well, I think, speaking of the segment, I think we've closed out our thoughts pretty well. Is there anything that you wanted to add to top off anything you were saying? But I think, me personally, I'm good. But if you wanted to add anything, you're good.
I feel like I'm pretty good. I will say this one last little segment though. Hunt on the games that you like. If
Yes.
like I was saying earlier, if you like to hunt like on the older games, hunt on the older games. If you like to hunt on the newer games, hunt on the newer games. Don't give anyone a hard time for the games they're hunting on. Just if they enjoy hunting on those games, it's you know, we can't really harp on people for playing the games that they enjoy and playing how they enjoy them.
I couldn't agree more. And stop being an angry, raging Karen or Ken in the comment section of something. If you don't like the way something is done, then get a job at the place and become a developer and develop the game. You know what I mean?
That, or there's other people, that are live or that are making videos on things, or games that may cater more to your taste. Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm talking about just in general. Like, there's so many hateful comments on Pokemon, like on their posts. I'm like, chill out. They're not actually going to read your comments if you're like bad to them, you know?
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Constructive criticism is different than just being spiteful.
Yeah, exactly. So let's shower the people that have made this awesome franchise with kindness and love, because if we show them support and we show them love, they're more likely to give the fans what they want, if that makes sense.
Oh, exactly.
You're like, oh, we appreciate this. Thank you for this. They're probably going to do more of this. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. Like, I feel like they knew how much everyone really liked Arceus, and I feel like, mind you, they were pretty close to already being done with the game, but I feel like they definitely took a lot of, like, the favorites from Arceus, and they tried, implementing that with the time that they had left.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it was definitely what it needed to be. It's different enough to be its own thing, but it's familiar enough to be very reminiscent of Arceus, which is why people liked it so much. Yeah, I think this has been a great discussion. Thank you for being on it for the first time. Blue will be joining us more as our co-host for the segment The Hunt. And in the meantime, please be sure to check out the rest of Sunyshore Station episodes. And you can check out my YouTube. Of course, it's Fus Ro DAB. You can find ShiningBlue at ShiningBlue. There is no space in between, right?
Nope, no space.
No space. We don't do spaces over here. I do spaces. He doesn't do spaces. Okay.
I was gonna say I'm a scrub like that.
What?
I'm a scrub like that.
I'm not a scrub, and I use spaces like a normal person. But make sure you put ShiningBlue all in one word, okay, for him. Any social medias you want to plug, like your TikTok or anything?
So for TikTok, it's ShiningBlue YT. For anyone that's wondering, we post different types of shorts. We do different reactions, and we cut them up into a meme style, kind of funny, like right to the point, 10-15 seconds. You can also follow me on Twitter. It's ShiningBlue. No spaces there. I don't post there as much as I probably should, but I do like different type of like life updates and just whatever's kind of like on my mind at the moment, like shower thoughts almost type of thing. So if that's your cup of tea, you could follow me on either one of those, or like Fus said, my YouTube channel. We stream Sunday through Friday normally, and we're going to be getting more into different types of Pokemon videos. So anything Pokemon related, I was going to say, let's stop on by and see what you think.
And I'm pretty sure it's probably out by the time this podcast episode's out, but be sure to check out our Soul Link together with Blue. So episodes on that will be coming at a schedule that has not been determined at the time of this recording, but check it out.
Oh, that's going to be fun. You ready for suffering, Fus?
Oh, I'm ready for some suffering. I'm ready to watch your suffering, even though we're partners in it.
If we get a Vulpix though, and you make the Vulpix die, I'm gonna be very sad, and I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna walk off.
No, he's gonna sabotage my Charizard that I'm bound to get.
I was gonna say, don't tempt me.
Oh, don't tempt me. I was gonna say, likewise, you can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are the three I use. At the Fus Ro DAB. That's the only time I have no spaces, because you can't do spaces in a handle. Well, you can do underscores, but I don't want to do underscores. Underscores are lame.
Welcome to the Scrub Club, Fus.
All right, I think that's about it from us. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sunyshore Station, your choice for Pokemon Podcast. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Sunyshore Station.